Hey everybody, it's Frank with Patriot Performance Shooting. Thank you for tuning in. And what I want to talk to you about today is some first aid kits. So, first aid, you've heard me say this before, I'll say it again. You're probably going to use this before you use this to save a life. All right, so having not only the tools, but the knowledge is extremely important. You know, take a emergency first aid class where they teach you and talk about stopping blood loss that is could cause death. First aid kits, right? I teamed up with Sunshine Safety after reviewing or getting a few of their kits. I did get those kits for free to review with no strings attached, and I like the kits. I don't, you know, it's not what's about in the kit. I mean, most of these kits are coming with standard stuff from one of the different medical companies, you know, like North American Rescue Tourniquets, or one of the ratcheting tourniquets, or maybe the Snake Staff Systems tourniquet, something like that, or a SWAT tourniquet, or a SWAT T tourniquet or something. But this kit, I've told you before, this is the BRIK, right? Bleeding response individual kit. And I like this kit a lot. I think it's a good kit, and I'm going to be installing this kit on the side of my chest pouch here, my Haley Strategic DC3 Micro chest rig. I think it's a good spot for it. I already have a tourniquet on this kit, and I have a med kit down below here in this pouch down here. But what I've come to find out is I can use this pouch for other stuff, and if I put this one on there, I can pull the kit out. Instead of having to open the dangler up, pull med stuff out of the dangler, I can pull this kit out, see everything I have, right? Again, the BRIK, pull open, pull out, you have all your stuff right there in front of you, minus your tourniquet, which is sitting on the side in this case, which I can then pull off. It's in its strap system. I can pull out of the strap system and use. So the BRIK is easy to access. It gives you all the components right there in front of you. I can lay them on the ground and work on myself versus having to look down at the kit, pull them out of the kit type thing. Not a huge thing, but I still think it's going to be a slight advantage. I can lay them down if I'm working on somebody else. If I'm on my knees and I'm bent over, the dangler is going to be in my pelvis area where I'm bending over, and it can make it hard to get the stuff from what I found. So I decided to go with an external kit, and I'm going to use the BRIK from Sunshine Safety. And another cool thing I just got from Sunshine Safety is their ankle trauma kit. So I just got this. The tourniquet is a Snake Staff Systems tourniquet. It's still in the plastic. I haven't unwrapped it yet. I'll unwrap it, but if you notice, it has shears. It has a chest seal, it's got the tourniquet, and it's got some North American Rescue compressed gauze. Now, it's not hemostatic gauze, it's just compressed gauze, which I'm fine with. Hemostatic gauze is great. I've been told by a medical emergency professional that the regular gauze works, compressed gauze works almost as well, if not as well, as hemostatic gauze. Again, it's not my field of expertise. Gauze is not my field of expertise. The people I'm talking with, it is their field of expertise. But the nice thing about this is I can also use it to wrap something versus stuffing a wound. I could wrap a wound with a different bandage. But it is an ankle kit. It's not meant to be everything, but it's meant to be what I possibly would need. Do I need scissors? I don't know if I need scissors on a kit like this, but if I'm going to try it with the scissors to see how it goes. If I'd rather have the ability to cut somebody's clothes off or my own clothes to get to a wound, I don't have to expose their entire body. I just have to expose the necessary areas. And instead of trying to use a knife to do that, it would be nice to have shears. And then it also has a pen, little mini marker to mark stuff as well, such as when you applied the tourniquet, any pertinent information that might go on a medical card, or again, you could write it on the person's skin, so doctors see it, assuming that it doesn't rub off or something like that. So this kit is pretty cool. Let me put the gauze back. So what happens is this kit has these 3 elastic sections on it, all right? And it looks like these 2 are the same size. This one's slightly larger, obviously slightly larger to fit the chest seal. And it is a hyphen vented double chest seal from North American Rescue. So it's good products. Again, most of these people aren't creating their own products when it comes to that medical pieces, the actual stuff used to stop the bleeding or fix the person. It's about the carrier that's in and how well you can access your kit, or make it so you can have kit on you to access. So I'll stuff this back in there, and we'll go over that as well at some point, but I just wanted to show you that before I go over the brick here and getting that on my Haley Strategic DC3 kit. Okay, so I can put that to the side. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this set up so I can show you how I'm going to install this on the side panels of the D3. Stand by. Okay, so what I'm gonna do to start this out with is I'm gonna take the straps off just to make things easier. Get those out of the way. Therefore, I'm dealing with less material. Now, what I've decided to do is my goal is to put a radio on this side of the kit right here and the med kit on this side. So what I need to think about is the orientation of the kit. Since the elastics are only on one side, I don't want the elastics on the inside, I want the elastics on the outside, but I want to pull the kit straight up. So what I need to do is pull the kit out, put it in this way, all right? And now it can sit in the orientation I want, just like that. So I'll start out, let's do this. So I'm just gonna take the internals out. I'm gonna take the tourniquet off. And what you can see on the back of the kit, it comes with two of these plastic Molly style clips. I forget who makes these off the top of my head, but you pull up on this right here and it slides out. I generally have to use a screwdriver, a flat tip, or a knife or something to do this. Get out my pocket knife here, pull up, that comes out, pop the tab up, and it says on it, you know, right here, raise tab to open. So nice easy directions. Okay, so my goal is to have this oriented up and down with the elastics on the outside like that. So I know I need to use these right here in conjunction with these slots right there. Okay, so now feeding this all through, how I'm going to do it will be the question. So generally I think the way this system will work, it'll come down through here, then I'll feed it up through that, and I'll clip it in below it. There's a lot of other Molly style straps you can use out there, or straps that work with the Molly slots. These Haley Strategic ones are nice because they're cut with the 1/2 inches or 1/4 inch maybe, I think. So it gives you a lot of versatility. I'm going to put this right even with the tab. So flip this over. So let's see, if I start up here and I go down to that one, I need to come down one more. So now what'll happen is, you'll notice if I come down into this one here, I might need something to help me guide through there. That goes down in, and I have to do that for each one. Got to come down through all of them. Let's see. Get my, I could use flathead screwdriver, this, whatever you got. I have a pocket knife on me, so the pocket knife will be the part that flips it up as I push down, getting it guided right under there. Then it's got to come out somewhere. Right, and now that tab will be down on the bottom like that, and the case will hold on. Now, I would prefer to see another slot right here on this, right? My recommendation, another slot, that way I can go in, out, in, out, in, out, which has a stronger holding, or tight, it'll hold this tighter. Ideally, I'd prefer to see these like slots go down this way. I know they've designed it to sit on a belt, like that on a belt. That's what these are for. Really, if you look at most belts, you probably don't need that many slots. But it'd be nice to have at least another slot there. So this won't be holding at the top, won't be holding at the bottom, be holding right here in the middle, which should be fine. We'll see how it goes, right? That's why we check our gear, we experiment, we check our gear and stuff like that. So now, let me set the other one. It might be easier, like I can take this off if I wanted to. It might be easier to do it that way, but I'm just gonna finagle it on the system here best I can. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna want it like that. See that? Just notice that. I'm gonna want it like that. Whether it's this or this, I want this tab out, not reversed like that. So when this flips down, it'll be like that. So I need to come up. So let's see. I think this is where I came out. Start that one. And if you're gonna use a knife to do this, make sure you're not using a knife sharp enough to cut all of this, any of the webbing on your system here. Let's see, so, did that wrong again. I want it to be like that. So it'll come all the way up and then down. I got it, okay. Took me a second, sorry folks. Again, this is why we do this stuff, is make it so you don't have to do it multiple times, and so we can practice ourselves. I'm gonna go, that's 1 inch, 2 inches. I'm gonna go one more. I think it's gonna be a 3 for, let's see. There we go. So see that? Perfect. Right on. Now this whole thing is underneath, so at least even though this doesn't have a longer system, this will be at least on that really well, on the MOLLE slots on this placard here. Again, this one's gonna have a med pouch. The other side eventually will have a radio on it when I pick a radio system. I've been hemming and hawing on that. I should probably just pick one and do it. I have the head comms already that I need, which is the really expensive part, but I've been like hemming and hawing on whether I get a Baofeng or some other type of radio. You know, I'm try to, when I can, buy stuff that's made in the USA. Doesn't always mean that's going to happen, but I try to as often as possible. I know, probably most radios aren't made in the USA, but you never know. All right, back to this. So there we go. We got that set up. Now, again, I want the bungees to the outside so the tourniquet's not pressed against this pouch right here. If I decide to use a tourniquet again, I kind of have a tourniquet right there. But 2 tourniquets wouldn't be bad, especially instead of having a small one, having a cat on there, a larger one that, is going to do probably a little more work. Super simple here, through this. Now, since these aren't the full length of these slots, I could come down through another slot right there and lock it in instead of locking it in there. I come down through 2 slots. Maybe I'll do that. So this is there. Okay, so I can come down. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to come down through this second slot up right there. That will lock this in tighter. Lock the pouch on tighter at least. There's one. Nice thing about this thing, super flexible, the material they make it out of. And I'm going to come back out. There we go. Okay, I'll lock that in. Leatherman. Leatherman off my belt here. Pull that. See how I pulled it? Took all the tension. There we go. Now I have to bend it, get it down in those slots. You can do that. So what I might want to do is this. I might want to pull these back up here a little bit. Take some of that tension off and try to slide it in now. So took some of that tension off to get it started. Now these are pretty flexible and pliable straps, which is nice. I don't feel like I'm breaking anything or ruining the plastic, or it's going to break or anything like that. So now I'm going to push those down and they should lock right in place. I know it's hard to see underneath here. There we go. There's one. And you know, and I'll just make sure they're in there by using my Leatherman and dropping the strap and pushing that strap in there if I can. Let's see if I can get it under there. It's in there pretty tight. Yep. Okay, they're in there. So now I have the kit installed. So it did end up being at one higher than I ideally thought it would be. Wasn't paying attention there. Sorry about that. See that? It's a little bit higher right there. I wanted it even with the top. So I can sit there and I could readjust that if I want to take the whole thing off. But for the sake of the video, guys, I'm going to leave it right there for now. I'm going to take my kit, put it back together, put it back in the brick, strap it down. My tourniquet, put it on the side. I'm going to put it with the buckle up. Now I'm going to run this in some classes and see how it goes. You know, I run this gear in my classes so I can test the gear and see what it feels like. Now, you know, I have this pouch down here. Hey, if you're looking for a knife, these DPX gear knives are like bomb proof, man. These things, this is my second one. I lost my first one on the beach, unfortunately. It was a beautiful one. It had an American flag engraving on here. I have no affiliation with these guys, man, but I'll tell you what, as long as you keep this knife fairly sharp, it is a beast. It's thick blade you can use for prying. This is a bottle cap opener, which is awesome. I use it all the time, but it also doubles as a opener when you pull it out of the pocket. So this hooks on the pocket when you pull it out and it pulls it open. I do that all the time with it. It's got a lanyard loop if you want it, pocket clip if you want it, glass breaker. I think these are for wire stripping or something. Super solid knife. I don't ever feel like I'm going to break this knife. It has a roller lock right here, so I can lock it open so I don't accidentally cut myself, but it is linear lock as well. So great setup right there if you're looking for a knife. DPX gear. He makes a bunch of knives. Now if I want, I have all this stuff stuffed in here, right? And I can take this out and I can put other gear in here. I am going to take the tourniquet out of there so it's not as packed. But I'm going to leave the rest of the med kit in there for now until I determine if I'm going to leave this on, because I don't really have anything else I want to put in there right now. Oh, look at that. There's a BB from Airsoft lodged in there. So there it is. That's on that side. This side's going to get a radio. I'll put the straps back on, throw it on, and we'll see how the thing fits on my body. Okay, stand by. Okay, I've got the BRIK from Sunshine Safety on the right side of my Micro DC3 chest rig. Let me load this thing up. A little hot out today, a lot of bugs, so I'm wearing my Poncho Company sun shirt. I'm wondering who makes this. All right, so there we go. There's my chest rig with the BRIK on it. Grab a rifle here. My old trusty is. Let's see how it goes, like mounting it to my shoulder. That's the key here, is where are we on that? So the rifle sits on me. This isn't, the BRIK isn't in the way right there on the right side. It's not in the way of me mounting. My arm just rests on it like that when I want to shoot, I guess. So it's not in the way or anything, sitting right there. Seems like sturdy enough kit. The height doesn't bother me. I can pull it out. Got all my gear right there. This Velcro tab with the pull handle stays in really well. I would like to see these pull handles red if it's not going to be like something where IR picks it up dramatically or something like that, infrared, right? Night vision or some thermals or something. I don't know. I'm not into that stuff, but I'd still like to avoid it if possible. But again, the red would indicate medical on the person's body. So if somebody sees this kit and they're like, you know, I'm down on the ground, they're like, I don't know any scare. Oh, look, that's red. Red usually indicates medical. I do have the Sunshine Safety first aid patch right here. It does have the cross on it with his pine tree logo, which I do like, but this seems to work well enough. You know, my mags are backwards. Flip those around. That's the kit, all right? Doesn't seem to get in the way. Again, I'll be putting a radio right here, but that's my Sunshine Safety BRIK kit, which is a bleeding response individual kit. Pretty sure that's right without going online and looking at it. And I like it so far. Again, I haven't run it in a class, but I'll run it in my next class, my next rifle class. Actually, I'll probably run it in my next pistol class just for the heck of it. Or when I go to airsoft, I'll run this kit as well, which is a good indicator because the indoor airsoft I do is mostly CQB style airsoft at the indoor range. And I wear this kit on there, so I get used to wearing this kit, and I check and I try everything, make sure things don't open up by accident. You know, obviously running airsoft mags and whatnot, but we'll make sure this kit doesn't get in the way. You know, one thing I did notice right now is, you know, this is Velcro right here, and it, not that this is a huge thing, but it sticks. But what could that cause? That could cause wearing out of this Velcro, or it could cause wearing out of the clothing I'm wearing, which if I'm in an extended environment, I wouldn't want things to wear out sooner than later. So I have to be wary of that. You know, maybe that means the tourniquet doesn't go here. Maybe the tourniquet ends up going back down here or something like that. Or maybe, you know, I do have quite a bit of room right here, more room than I thought, so I'll probably spin this pouch around and I'll put the tourniquet on this side so the tourniquet's a little bit more protected than if it's sitting out here. Actually, that's what I will do. Is I will be spinning this kit around, putting it over here. So I did say it was a little higher than I had originally intended it to be, so I'll probably lower it all one molly slot, and I'll spin the kit over so the tourniquet holder's on the inside right there, because I do have the room. When it's like that, it doesn't, but again, it's not sitting square, I'm round, so it's sitting off to the angle side like that. So hey guys, that's the BRIK being installed on a Haley Strategic DC3 chest rig with the side placards. I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the rest of my content. Please like and share. And man, if you are shooting guns for a living and you're in New England, come on down to a class, man. It's the most important thing in my opinion. And I say this from a person who goes to training religiously. Going to training is important. Shooting guns is important. Owning guns is important. Going and getting knowledge is probably more important. But enjoy the video, like, share, and go to my social media pages as well. Sign up for class, be greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys all later. Remember, stay safe, stay free, die trying.